When I pulled into the driveway, she was already there, not waiting, just standing, one bag at her feet, her hand resting lightly on the gate like she hadn't decided whether to leave or stay. The house lights were on behind her, but she wasn't looking at them. She looked smaller than usual. Not physically, just reduced somehow. I turned off the engine and stepped out, letting the quiet settle before I said anything. "What happened?" She didn't answer right away, just nodded toward the house. "He says it's his now." There was no anger in her voice. That's what made it land harder. "Who says?" She gave a small, almost unnecessary shrug. "Your son." I looked at the front door, closed. Nothing unusual from the outside. No signs of anything dramatic. "What exactly did he say?" "That I should pack what I need and go," she said. "That things have changed." Changed. I let that word sit for a second, then bent down and picked up her bag. It wasn't heavy. That bothered me more than if it had been. "Come on," I said. She hesitated, just slightly. He was very clear. "I heard you," I replied, and opened the gate. I didn't rush, didn't force anything. Just walked up the path like I always had, unlocked the door, and stepped inside. She followed. The house felt different, not in any obvious way. Everything was in place, clean, organized. But there was a kind of stillness that didn't belong to us, like something had been decided here without me. He was in the living room, sitting, not surprised. He looked up as we walked in, his expression steady, almost prepared. "You weren't supposed to come back today," he said. I set the bag down near the hallway. "Plans changed." He nodded once, like that confirmed something for him. "I've already explained everything," he said, glancing briefly toward her, then back at me. "It's better this way." "For who?" I asked. "For all of us," he said. "The house needs to be under one direction now. I've taken responsibility." There was no aggression in it, no raised voice, just certainty. I studied him for a moment. This wasn't sudden. This was something he had been building toward, quietly, steadily, while I was still assuming things were as they had always been. "Responsibility doesn't mean removal," I said. "She doesn't contribute the way she used to," he replied. "It's not personal, it's practical." I didn't respond right away. Instead, I walked past him, into the study, opened the drawer where I kept the documents. Everything was still there, exactly where I had left it. I took the folder out and walked back. He hadn't moved. I placed it on the table between us and opened it slowly, not for effect, just to make sure everything was clear. Property records, ownership details, dates, signatures. I turned it toward him. "This is the current structure," I said. He glanced down, then back up. "I've already looked into that," he said. "There are ways to transition." "There are," I agreed, "but they haven't happened." Silence. He looked at the papers again, this time longer. "You've been away," he said, quieter now. "Things needed to be handled, and they will be," I said. "But not like this." Behind me, I could feel her still standing near the entryway, not interrupting, not stepping in waiting. I closed the folder. "No one is leaving tonight," I said. It wasn't a command, just a statement. He leaned back slightly, processing. "This isn't sustainable," he said. "Then we'll address that properly," I replied. With clarity, not assumptions. The room stayed quiet after that, no argument, no escalation, just a shift. Something he had been holding as certain wasn't anymore. I picked up the bag again and walked it down the hallway, placing it back where it belonged. When I returned, he was still sitting there, but the posture had changed. Less fixed, less certain. I didn't say anything else to him. There wasn't anything useful left to say in that moment. Instead, I walked past him and into the kitchen, poured 2 glasses of water, brought one back to her. She took it with a small nod. Not relief, not resolution, just acknowledgement. Later that night, the house was quiet again. But it wasn't the same quiet. Something had shifted into place. Not perfectly, not permanently, but enough to hold. The structure of the house remained. The structure of the family didn't. And, for the first time, I stopped assuming it would return to what it had been. Some things, once tested, don't go back, they just settle differently.